Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this lovely little card made with a Lot of Love bundle and the A Little Latte Suite of products that's found in our online exclusives. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how to get started. I'm going to start with the stamping for this project, and so I'm going to take my mug and ink it up with the early espresso and stamp. I want to leave enough room around my image so that I can die cut. And then I'm going to take my pecan pie, ink it up, and set my coffee right into the cup. There we go. Now if you want to do that after you color, you can, but I've done this first. I'm going to bring in my light lemon lolly, and I'm going to simply fill in my image quickly. Now that I have my light lemon lolly laid in, I can add my dark lemon lolly, and I'm just going to put this where I think the shadows would be, and Stampin' Up! Has kind of helped me with that, with the little lines that they've given us. And of course I just went out so I can use my color lifter and push that back in quickly. I'm going to bring my light back in and use it to blend, like so. There we go. Now that I've got my blending done, I'm going to bring in my color lifter. I'm going to use the bullet point here and just simply push that back in by going over it lightly. You can allow it to dry, and then if you think you need more, you can just continue. There we go. I've got my cup done and I'm ready to die cut this. Okay, I've got my die cutting done, and if you want to ground your little cup, you can bring in a light color such as Pool Party, like I'm doing here, and you can simply ground it a little bit with a swoosh underneath it, like so. I've got that finished and I've cut my coordinating die cut, and so I'm going to move on to stamping my sentiment on the front. I'm going to flip this over so I don't get ink on the paper, and I'm going to use this as a mask. And I'm also going to bring in this circle here so that I know where I'm working. And I'm going to bring, let's see, the pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp this right here on the top left hand side. And then I'm going to bring in my inside panel, and I'm going to stamp the little "This One's on Me" because I'm making a gift card holder here. I'm going to be using the early espresso for this, and I'm going to stamp this towards the top. And then I'm going to bring my Calypso Coral in, ink up this lovely little latte image. I'm going to stamp it off 3 times and place it right here. Let's see, I'm going to place it evenly to the left of my sentiment. I've got my stamping done and I'm ready to move on to assembly. I'm going to start with the inside panel, and I'm going to add some of my tear and tape along the bottom of the lemon lolly. I want to go as close to the edge as I can because this is going to create my gift card pocket, and I'm going to add a little piece here, and on the sides I don't need to be quite as careful because my gift card won't go all the way out to the edge, of course. There we go. I've got that finished, and I can remove the strips. And then I can bring in my inside panel here and set this right down along the bottom edges like so. And this gives me a little pocket, as you can see, that the gift card can slide into. Next, I'm going to take my designer series paper, and I am going to add this strip to the center of my pocket. I'm simply going to line it up with even margins like so. And I'm finished with my pocket. I can move on to my card front. So I'm going to bring in my card front here and fold it on the score line. And then I'm going to bring in my stamped panel. Now I'm going to adhere this piece of Designer Series paper to the bottom where I had used it as a mask earlier with this lovely little plaid that's going to pull in all my colors of the card. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral panel here, and I'm going to adhere it. But as you can see, it's cut long. So in order to do that, I'm going to scribble some there, add a little bit on the right, and then line it up as I desire and adhere it down. Now this makes lining things up nice and straight since the plaid has a straight line, and I can simply lay it right on top. I'm going to do the next layer the same way, my lemon lolly, so that I don't have adhesive all over the place. And I'm going to lay that right there in the center. Once I have that done, I can flip this over and bring in my paper snips and simply cut that off nice and even with my card front panel. I'm going to bring in my card front and adhere my panel down. And then I'm going to bring in my die cut circle here in Calypso Coral and add that as desired to the card front. Next, I'm going to bring in that fun little cup of coffee and add some dimensionals to the back. This is a large panel, so if you want, you can even add one to the center. And I am going to tuck that right in the center here of that circle. And last but not least, I'm going to bring in these fun little swirls. Now these swirls come in 3 different colors, and you can choose the color that you'd like. I'm thinking, let's see, for this project I'm going to use the swirl here, and I'm going to set one on the center, and then, whoops, I'm going to set one on either side, just spacing them out evenly. Like so, right down the center of that strip. So there you go. I'm ready to either adhere my panel to the inside, and remember the gift card will slip in here so you can adhere the full panel down, or I can simply slip it inside for when I'm ready to send and sign my card. So there you go, a quick and easy gift card holder using the Lotta Love bundle and products from the suite. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.